welcome to NCW Season 2, Episode 25. I am your host, your general manager, your commentator for the evening, NeoXtreme, and we are coming to you live from Birchingham. I don't know. Like I keep saying, not American, but what I am is tonight's booker, like always. And tonight we have a huge hardcore championship match between the unbeatable Mexican sensation Evan Edwards, the champion, defending against Ethan Yamashita. So far, Evan Edwards has been unstoppable, but will Ethan Yamashita be the first man to defeat Evan Edwards and take that hardcore championship away from him? We'll find out in our opening contest, but we move on to 8-man elimination battle royale style pinfalls or submission only. As we got the Viking, Sean O'Connor, we've got Connor Storm, we got Tony Ventura, we got Moses Gus, we got Malcolm Riley, Damian Rolando, Lance Danielson and Tony Natoli. But what are they fighting for? They are fighting for the #1 contendership for the King of the Ring Championship at NCW Storm. That's right, winner of this will take on Ken Snow for that beautiful championship. Who is going to step up and challenge the King? Then we move on. We've got El Diablo taking on the Cruiserweight Champion Lucha Rainbow in non-championship action. Lucha Rainbow looking to send a message to the Roll-Up Kid en route to their big championship match at NCW Storm. Lucha Rainbow looking to show what will happen when the Roll-Up Kid steps into Lucha Rainbow's ring again. He is going to get a lesson in pain, and El Diablo is going to be that example. But if El Diablo can score a huge victory over the Cruiserweight Champion, what does that say for him? Will that get him a title shot? We'll find out. But we move on to our second title match, as we've got the ManHunter and Trevor Lee White representing the Kings of Darkness, defending these Undisputed Tag Team Championships in a 2 out of 3 falls match against the former champions Angel Rameriz and Dylan Neirch. Rameriz and Neirch, they both want their titles back. Will they be able to do it? Since the key factors of losing the belt will not be at ringside. I'm talking about Seth Goldman, I'm talking about Andy Reeves. They were at ringside at NCW Unforgettable that cost Neirch and Rameriz the tag titles. But can they get 2 falls over the champions? We'll have to find out. And next we got the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, Tommy A. Hawkins, taking on a former tag team champion, the Pretty Boy, Flynn Adams. Flynn Adams, you know, is an amateur wrestler. Or yeah, he is an amateur wrestler. Now professional, but there is somebody else who is also an amateur wrestler. I'm talking about the NCW Intercontinental Champion Eddie Knight. Tommy A. Hawkins looking to send a message to the champion that your amateur wrestling style has nothing on Death Club. But we'll see if Tommy A. Hawkins can send that message, or will a Pretty Boy prove that amateur wrestling is the style to beat. But then we got tag team action, as we've got the former United States champion Raiden Hamilton teaming up with Roy Nolan to take on the new NCW United States champion Corvo Jack and the sensational rookie Tizda. Big implications here. Raiden Hamilton, Corvo Jack, they will be fighting one more time for that United States title in a no disqualification match at NCW Storm, where Raiden will be invoking his rematch clause. However, we're still 1 week away after tonight. That means the loser of this match, whether it's Corvo Jack or Raiden Hamilton, will have to fight next week. If Raiden Hamilton loses, he will have to face Tizda. If Corvo Jack loses, he will have to fight Roy Nolan. Big implications on seeing who will be the fresher man going into that no disqualification match. And in our main event, we got the 3-time undisputed champion Kazuchika Okada taking on the current reigning defending undisputed champion David Cassity, and you're going to put a timer on that match. Unlimited pins, 13 minutes to prove who is the man who deserves that championship. Is it Okada? Is it Cassity? Is it the Rainmaker? Is it the Hardcore Icon? We're going to find out in our main event who is going to be the Ironman and who will be undisputed champion heading into NCW Storm. But that is our main event. We're kicking things off with the Hardcore Championship, and let our open challenge begin. The following match is a NCW Hardcore Championship Open Challenge. But of course we know who is accepting this Open Challenge. It is Ethan Yamashita. And Ethan Yamashita, he is ready to go tonight. He is looking for his first championship here in NCW. We saw a glimpse of greatness out of the King of the Ring Championship tournament, where he did lose to Clark Oliver Morrison, but he put on quite the performance that he could have slayed the longest reigning champion of champions in NCW history. But can he defeat the unstoppable Ethan Yamashita tonight? And here comes the NCW Hardcore Champion. At this point in time, there is no one challenging him at NCW Storm. He has run through each and every one of his challenges. You line him up, he'll knock him down, and he'll give him the silent treatment while doing so. The list of people he has run through to hold on to that Hardcore Championship: El Texical, Dizzle B, G's, Will Ospreay. On the same night, he defeated Roy Nolan and El Texical in a triple threat match. And then he's also defeated... Hold on. Okay. I'll admit, I forgot who he's... I know he's beaten Flynn Adams. And I think he beats... Chris... No, not Chris Barron. Carter James, if I'm remembering that name correctly. But either way, no one has been able to stop Ethan Yamashita since his debut. But will tonight be the night? Because representing Japan, representing a rising... It is Ethan Yamashita. Introducing the champion. He is the reigning, defending NCW Hardcore Champion. The Mexican sensation. Ethan Yamashita. No, yeah, no. It's actually Evan Edwards. Okay, Mexico versus Japan. I gotta remember that. Ethan versus Evan. Champion versus challenger. If I'm not all there, it's because I did a 6-hour live stream for Dragon Ball Z Universe 2 on Twitch this morning. But, you know, I gotta stay professional, and here we go. Ethan Yamashita looking for us. like a pump handle. No, a fisherman scoop slam. Followed up with that shot to the face, and now heading up top rope, looking to put it away with an elbow drop. Is Evan Edwards maybe underestimating Ethan Yamashita a little bit, since Ethan Yamashita has just been sitting in the back. Well, Evan Edwards debuted and took the championship for himself. Look at that. Beautiful leg lock there, but Evan Edwards able to get out of it. Irish whip now. Big forearm and a kipper back to his feet. And now leaving the ring, possibly looking for a weapon here, but perhaps a mistake to go for a weapon this early. Oh! Yamashita just blocked the sledgehammer shot and a big lariat after throwing Evan Edwards into that announcer's table. But Evan Edwards hanging on there. Not looking for another weapon. But he did take a kick to the face by the looks of things. I think he may have been looking for that sledgehammer that he planned on originally using. But it looks like Ethan Yamashita is dominating here. Oh, tried for a spinning heel kick, but did not quite get him. As Evan Edwards had to throw him away just to get a little bit of breathing space. And here we go, into the ring post. Evan Edwards stalking Ethan Yamashita as they get back into the ring now. Here we go, looking for a DDT. Plants him. Once again looking for a weapon. As Yamashita is slow, getting up to his feet much slower than the first time. As Evan Edwards now got the table. Looking for a big boot, but missed the target just. I think he did it out of a rush. Counter for counter there. Evan Edwards smart to roll away and goes for the Hurricanrana. Now looking to use that table, looking to set it up possibly in the corner. No, doesn't set it up in the corner. He knew Evan Edwards was getting back. Ethan Yamashita was getting back to his feet. Had to stop him. So that table gets sent outside the ring. Evan Edwards now setting Ethan Yamashita up on that top rope, but here he goes. Diving cross body. Taking down the hardcore champion, looking for a cover. 1, 2, no, only a 1 count. There he goes. Big springboard elbow, but nobody home. Evan Edwards looking to take control here, but Yamashita, takes a boot to the face off that reversal. Big forearm into the lower back, another one. These big stiff forearms taking the champ to one knee. As Evan Edwards about to be hung up to dry on that top rope. Here he comes off the rope. Big elbow strike. Here goes for the cover. 1, 2. The champion able to hang on to his title for at least now. Look at that. Ethan Yamashita has done his research here. And now, I think looking for the Mutter lock. Is the champ going to submit? No. Able to break out of the Mutter lock. Here he goes. Looking to turn it into another DDT. Plants the challenger. And here we go. About to deliver the silence treatment to the challenger. Is that enough to put Ethan Yamashita away? Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and still hardcore champion. Is there anyone who can step up to Evan Edwards and beat this man? Week after week, challenger after challenger, they're all getting the silent treatment and denied from the hardcore championship. Try for that big elbow drop but missed. They continue to fight on despite having his elbow hit the ground. But off that silent treatment, so good that we got to see it twice. Evan Edwards was able to retain the hardcore championship in the middle of that ring. And that's only kicking off tonight's action. Can anyone stop Evan Edwards? Next week is the last week we'll have someone to challenge him before for the very first time, had a champion, a hardcore champion, go into a pay-per-view with no challenges. So next week, someone has to make it count if they plan on dethroning Evan Edwards. Look at that beautiful championship, holding it up high. That is what a champion looks like. That's how a champion should act like. Dominant and unbeatable. There we go, number 1 contendership for the King of the Ring Championship. And here comes a man who is oh so close to becoming the first ever King of the Ring champion, the Viking, Sean O'Connor, where it came down to him and Ken Phillips for the championship at Unforgettable in the main event. Difference between the two was Ken Phillips only had 1 match that night, Sean O'Connor had 2. But he would love to fight for that title once again at 100% and prove that he should have been the king to rule over NCW. But of course he's got to go through 7 other men, one of them being his tag team partner, Lance Danielson. So, is it possible for one of the World Destroyers to become number 1 contender for the King of the Ring Championship? They got a 1 out of 4 chance of doing so, but in a match the biggest bulls normally collide, and those biggest bulls is Sean O'Connor and Lance Danielson. So here's a man that Sean O'Connor has history with. One of the 3 men who stopped Sean O'Connor from becoming the first ever NCW 6-man tag team champions. Connor Storm, part of C3, who have been doing extremely well in the All-Stars tournament. Christian Rainey, 8 points in B block. And in A block, I believe that Colt Tyson is one of the Colt Tyson is currently 3rd, I think. No, yeah, well, he's ranked between 3rd and 5th on 6 points. Christian Rainey on 8 points, tied with DJ Young for second. So, you know, C3's doing well, and imagine when the other two members of C3 return to NCW television, how great would it be for for their brother in arms to be the King of the Ring champion upon their return. I'm pretty sure C3 would be ecstatic if Connor Storm could get his hands on the King of the Ring championship. But in order to do so, he'd have to screw over Sean O'Connor, perhaps again, to keep him away from that beautiful championship. Also remember, when you challenge for the King of the Ring championship, it's not for the crown, it's for the title. So even if you do defeat Ken Phillips, he is still the King of the Ring. The first ever NCW King of the Ring. But of course we know what that King of the Ring championship will lead to. If you are able to defend it 3 times successfully, you can cash it in at any time for a undisputed championship title match. But here comes another big bull, Tony Ventura, looking for singles gold here tonight, or at least an opportunity for singles gold. In fact, this is his singles debut. Only been doing tag team matches with his brother Richie Ventura. Tony Ventura now looking to make one hell of an impact in his singles debut by becoming #1 contender for the King of the Ring championship, a tournament he was not in. The reason he was not in that tournament is because he was signed after the start of the tournament, after the brackets were done. But a big opportunity to rewrite history and become King of the Ring champion if he can beat 7 other men tonight. Coming out at number 4. We have the tag team partner of Chris Barron. I believe this is Moses Gus. And we haven't seen him in quite some time, since he lost to Tommy A. Hawkins in the 3rd round of the NCW King of the Ring Championship Tournament. But Moses Gus, big opportunity here tonight. After all, he won an 8-man battle royale to become the NCW United States Champion. Sure, he only held that title for a few days, but the fact remains the same that he was able to win an 8-man battle royale, the situation that he is currently in tonight. Will he be able to do it again and become #1 contender for the King of the Ring championship? But of course, he is up against a lot of big opponents in this one. You got Connor Storm, you got Sean O'Connor, you got Tony Ventura, you got Lance Danielson, all big men who could crush you. Oh, look at that, Moses Gus just showing off here, soaking this all in. Another big championship opportunity for his young career. Still a dumb fucking entrance. Goes from standing in the corner to sitting in the ring with no cut screen. stupid. Who is coming out? That's number 5. I believe this could be the former hardcore champion, the hard-hitting Malcolm Riley. This man dominated the NCW Hardcore Championship Elimination Chamber, so he has experience in multi-man matches. I believe to retain one of his titles, it was either one of his title defenses or it was in the Elimination Chamber itself. He knocked out one of his opponents to pin them. He just grounded and pounded until they could not move, and able to pick up a big win on that night. Some were asking, why wasn't this man added to the All-Stars tournament? Good question. I don't really know, but what I do know is that he has a clear shot if he can win here tonight to that King of the Ring Championship. All you gotta do is win 2 matches and you're the King of the Ring champion. But now that's number 5. His old nemesis, the man who defeated him for that hardcore championship. The adorable one, Damian Rolando, former hardcore champion in his own right, I should say. However, losing that title to El Texical during the King of the Ring Championship tournament. But how good would it be if he could win this number 1 contendership and go for that King of the Ring Championship again? The irony of losing one title in that tournament to crown the champion, and then later on coming back to win that title that you lost your original title for. I think it'll be poetic justice for the the adorable one. But he is definitely coming in as the underdog into this match. But looks can be deceiving. That is why he was able to defeat Malcolm Riley for that hardcore championship. Of course, what you have in this ring, you have to be on your game, or you will be eliminated before you even know what's happened. Or in Damian Rolando's book of metaphors, it'll be over so quick you wouldn't even be able to take a selfie of yourself. But here comes the other member of World Destroyers in this match, Lance Danielson, a big man, a former NCW Undisputed Tag Team Champion, alongside Sean O'Connor, also a former number 1 contender for the 6-man tag team titles. I also believe a former number 1 contender for the United States title, and a former number 1 contender for the Intercontinental title. However, Lance Danielson has yet to cash in on single success. Will it be able to turn around? Will he be able to turn around here? Will he be able to kickstart anew and become number 1 contender to the King of the Ring Championship? This man, he is built tall. He is built out of pure stone. like he was chiseled out of stone. Not to mention how athletic he is. He can clear that top rope like it's a high jump bar. A big man like that throwing yourself over the top rope, but unfortunately for him, you can't do that in this match. But what he can do is top rope moonsault, flying off that top rope like a cruiserweight. But will he work together with Sean O'Connor, or will it be the best man wins? Or the best man gets lucky? But also, you gotta think the World Destroyers are the biggest targets in this match. And who's coming to the ring, I believe, last? A man that Sean O'Connor and Lance Danielson defeated for the Undisputed Tag Team titles. Tony Natoli. And he looks ready for a single success tonight. Tony Natoli, we thought he might have been built for a singles career, but no. Became Tag Team Champions with Flynn Adams. But will not be supporting his tag team partner later tonight due to the fact how much this 8-man battle royale will take out of you. Look at that, Natoli, Tony Natoli, he is ready to go tonight. Not to mention, a few weeks ago scoring a huge victory over the Ventura brothers in that tag team #1 contenders tournament. And here we go. Damian Rolando going after Tony Ventura. Tony Natoli going after Lance Danielson. Connor Storm going after Sean... No. Malcolm Riley going after Sean O'Connor. And Connor Storm going after Moses Gus. Of course, Malcolm Riley would go after the biggest bull in the pen. This is a man who will take on anyone. And he tried to take Sean O'Connor over the top rope. There goes, shot to the face, looking back suplex, but the big man able to get out of it, and a big shot to the face, knocking down Malcolm Riley. Big fucking, what is it, discus right hand to Damian Rolando, but Rolando with that lifting DDT. Big pendulum backbreaker there by Natoli. So much action to call in this match, but you got to think about it. Lance Danielson, Tony Natoli, Sean O'Connor, Malcolm Riley, Damian Rolando, and Moses Gus, they have all been champions in the past. But two men who have yet to win championships is Connor Storm and Tony Ventura. They have yet to win championship gold. Oh, look at this. Looking for a chokeslam on Sean O'Connor. What power by Malcolm Riley. And now, like I said, that ground and pound to knock out people. He could have just knocked out the Viking. And here he goes, cover. 1, 2. Ooh, Sean O'Connor able to kick out. There we go, Hurricane Rana by the adorable one to Tony Ventura. Moses Gus, big clothesline to the back of Malcolm Riley, but Riley kind of just shrugged it off, continuing focus on the biggest man in this match. Natoli, big crossbody, but nobody home. Malcolm Riley, knee to the face, followed up with that clothesline. Big boot by Lance Danielson and a super kick by Damian Rolando. Oh, and there's that Lance boot. Nearly beheading Tony Natoli, and there was the Lance Slam, but Tony Natoli able to keep him away from pinning him. And here we go with the adorable one. What's he got in mind here? Ooh, counter by the Italian Stallion. But Damian Rolando able to take him to the ground, and a big powerbomb to Tony Natoli. And Malcolm Riley in a world of trouble here. And he's about to be snapped in half of those pendulum backbreakers. Moonsault by Damian Rolando. And I think that powerbomb nearly got Natoli, but no, not quite. Look at all these kick-out after kick-out. Malcolm Riley in trouble. About to be hit with the Viking bomb, and that could be it for Malcolm Riley, but able to kick him away. There we go, big forearm by the adorable one. Hand around the throat, or the beard of Sean O'Connor, and there's that chokeslam to hell. And goes in for the cover. Can he eliminate Sean O'Connor? No, big man able to kick out. And here we go. Look at this. Ungrateful beauty. Oh, and there goes Tony Ventura. 1, 2. The Lance Danielson able to kick out. We are down to 7 right now. And Tony Natoli looking to go after Damian Rolando here. Tony Ventura had a huge opportunity in his singles debut, but no. Was put away with that ungrateful beauty kick. And here we go. Connor Storm rolling through. Malcolm Riley got counted on that armbar. And here he goes looking for a back suplex. Connor Storm coming down hard. Look at that power. Just slamming the adorable one. But able to kick out there. Oh, Lance boot. I don't know if that caught him or not, but it might have. Look at that gut-wrench powerbomb. Damian Rolando jacks the jaw there out of desperation. And a big right hook. Oh, look at this. Schoolboy. 1, 2. I don't know if that was a schoolboy or what, but it was a roll-up and it got rid of Damian Rolando. Look at this overhead bear hug throw. But we're down to 6, and Malcolm Riley may have made himself the world's smallest target. But Connor Storm is in a world of trouble here. Here we go, Lance with the Lance slam. Oh, and just plants him. And that could be it for Connor Storm. Death Valley driver there by Malcolm Riley. And Connor Storm could be the next one to go home. 2. No, able to kick out. Here we go. Oh, Wasteland followed up with a senton bomb. Can that be it? Is Sean O'Connor going home? And yeah, the biggest man in this match has been eliminated. We are down to 4. No, 5. And here we go. Kick to the gut. Hooks the arms and eye of the storm. And that could be it for Lance Danielson, but no. Sean O'Connor leaves him alone. But as it stands, we have Lance Danielson, Tony Natoli, Moses Gus, Malcolm Riley, and Connor Storm, all fighting for a #1 contenders opportunity. And here we go. Schoolboy roll up into the double arm DDT. That could be it for Malcolm Riley. But Malcolm Riley going after Lance Danielson. Hurricane Rhino heads to the takedown. And now looking for the big swing. Malcolm Riley is trying to get his hands on Moses Gus here. And finally Lance Danielson let go. I think Lance Danielson has a very supportive devil on his shoulder because he is currently being showed mercy here. After taking the eye of the storm, he got spun around and no one had tried to go for a cover on him. Oh, but a big famous head there to Connor Storm. 2, 3, and we're down to 4. Natoli, Danielson, Riley, and Gus. And Gus with that big clothesline. I mean, Malcolm Riley with that big clothesline. But Tony Natoli could be thinking, bro code. Oh, and that could be it. Death Valley driver by Malcolm Riley. Shot to the face. Looking to scoop him up. And again, Lance Danielson being showed mercy after being struck with a finishing move. And here we go, Irish Whip now into the corner, tried for a big lariat. Underestimated the distance between the two. What a perfect counter there by Lance Danielson. Takes an elbow to the brain. But look at that, it just scooped him up into a rib breaker and then into that big power slam. Well, what's Lance Danielson got in mind here? Malcolm Riley busted open by Tony Natoli. Lance Danielson looking for the discus boot. And that could be it for Moses Gus. Lance Danielson, big knee neck breaker combination. Tony Natoli tried for a famouser, got caught with a powerbomb, but able to kick out as Moses Gus just gets launched across the ring. Former tag champ, former hardcore champ, former US champion, another former tag champ. Which one will become #1 contender for the King of the Ring Championship? Oh! Whatever the hell happened there. But Tony Natoli going after everyone. But wasn't able to get the cover on Malcolm Riley. But Moses Gus could be in a world of trouble, courtesy of the Lance Slam. As Lance Danielson goes for the cover, 1, 2, but no, Moses Gus able to kick out. Now Malcolm Riley going after the other biggest bull in this match. Oh, just running him into that top turnbuckle and throwing him before going for the cover. 1, 2. Ooh, Lance Danielson able to kick out. Oh, bro code to Moses Gus. Can Tony Natoli get rid of the former US champion? Wait, why'd Lance Danielson break that up? Interesting life choice there, but Tony Natoli now looking to fly. There he goes, big clothesline. Interesting that Lance Danielson broke the pin up. Maybe an alliance here between Lance Danielson and Moses Gus, I don't know. But in an elimination match, I'm pretty sure I would not have saved him. But Moses Gus has a chance to eliminate Tony Natoli here. Knee to the face and a big lariat. But doesn't go for the pinfall. Instead picks him up and goes for the belly-to-belly suplex. Gets the jaw jack 1. And Natoli breaking it up. Interesting turn of events. Malcolm Riley, Tony Natoli may have an alliance like Moses Gus and Lance Danielson do. Here we go, Lance boot. That could be it for Malcolm Riley. Moses Gus busted wide open while fighting with that dragon screw reversal. Oh, and a famous throw by Natoli. And here we go. Malcolm Riley looking for a Death Valley driver, but Lance Danielson able to escape. Oh, and there's a super kick to the midsection, followed up with a scissor kick to the back of the skull. And here we go, up on the shoulders now. Senton the waistline into the senton. Hooks the leg. Will he be able to get rid of Natoli? 2, 3. And you notice Moses Gus did not go for the pinfall. Lance Danielson didn't go to break that up. But Moses Gus instantly turned on Lance Danielson. Looks like that alliance was only to get rid of Natoli. Oh, look at that. Instantly turning on Lance Danielson. Maybe because he's the only man not busted open, or maybe one of the men in this match not being overlooked right now. Because that Unforgettable here is coming off a big title opportunity for Malcolm Riley, looking to get rid of Moses Gus with that choke slam. And Lance Danielson getting in the way. And here he goes, look at this. Runs him into that turnbuckle, overhead belly to belly suplex. What a throw. And Moses Gus now looking for the cover. Pretty sure he didn't take too kindly to that choke slam. But it looks like he's heading up top rope. Oh, and what an interception. What a fail. And here we go, looking for a Lance slam to Malcolm Riley. Plants him. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Malcolm Riley able to kick out. But a blockbuster by Moses Gus off that kick out. But this is the alliance. Moses Gus and Lance Danielson looking to take out Malcolm Riley here, who seems to be fighting off everyone. And there's the flatliner. Big forearm to the back. Lance Danielson protecting Moses Gus here with a big scoop slam. Both men busted wide open. Now Lance Danielson. There he goes. Oh, look at that. Just building up a head full of steam before unleashing that knee to the face, followed up with that neck breaker combination. Oh, look at this power. And Moses Gus just kind of stomped him. There we go now. Irish whip into the corner. Moses Gus. What could he be thinking here? Kick to the chest. A chop now. Oh. Big moonsault there. I think heads may have collided, but Lance Danielson got the better of it, as Malcolm Riley was forced to kick out. Well, look at this. No matter what, Malcolm Riley continuing to fight here, as he's looking for the Death Valley driver. Lance Danielson tried to stop him, but Malcolm Riley just did not care at that moment, as Lance Danielson goes for the pin off that punch to the face. And Malcolm Riley was able to kick out. Got to deal with two people here. Shot to the face. Jacks the jaw. There he goes. Scoops him up. But Moses Gus flying into the action. Shot to the face. Lance boot. Big elbow. Lance Danielson now busted open. Here we go. Schoolboy into the double arm DDT. What A sly move there by Moses Gus. And look at that, Malcolm Riley goes in for the cover. 1, 2. Moses Gus just turning on everyone and teaming with everyone. Here we go, looking German, but Moses Gus is trying to get himself involved here. As Malcolm Riley looking for a big chokeslam to Lance Danielson. Oh, look at that, ready to turn on Malcolm Riley. I guess if you're standing, you're an enemy. He tried for a diving crossbody and got caught. And snapped like a twig. And look at this, Malcolm Riley just going to town on the face of Moses Gus. And he is a bloody, bloody mess. As he goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. And that's the knockout. We are down to 2. Lance Danielson versus Malcolm Riley, and big scoop slam. And here he goes, looking for the Lance slam incoming, and hooks the leg. 1, 2, but no, Malcolm Riley able to kick out. This has been a fantastic and bloody match. As we are down to 2, we started with 8. Oh, and there's a flatliner. That could be it. Malcolm Riley looking to become #1 contender. 1, 2. No! Both men busted open. Both men been fighting since the start of this match. Both men have taken each other's best shots, and neither refused to back down. What an amazing contest these two warriors are putting on. As Lance Danielson hits that big power slam. And now looking for the discus boot to plant into the side of Malcolm Riley's head. And that could be the knockout blow. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. And your #1 contender for the King of the Ring Championship is Lance Danielson. A look at Malcolm Riley. He eliminated Sean O'Connor. I believe he did. I think at that point, he was going for the cover. But either way, Lance Danielson bringing back a little bit of pride to the rankings of World Destroyers. And they're looking to burn down the kingdom of Ken Phillips.